Hello, Da Vinci. Welcome back. Oh, excuse me. We are on the 13th of January 2021. So we've got challenge 1 on one side, challenge 2 on the other side. I'd like you to start off by doing that. So pause the video now, complete this, and then let's come back and work it out together. Okay, so starting off, I know that I've got it here, which I know some of you will need. I say I've got it here. I can't actually find it. I'm looking for my ruler because I always have my ruler to help me. Now I can't find. So I've got my ruler, and I'm always going to be using my ruler to help me answer the questions, because you're always going to have these, no matter what kind of, whether it's a test or anything, or it's in school day, anything like that. You're always going to have your ruler available to you, so make sure we use it. 7 add 2. Well, 7 in my head, 8, 9. So first answer, we've got 9. Give yourself a tick. 1 add 9. This is one of our number bonds to 10. We should know some of these that are going to pair together. So if we've got 9 and 1, or 1 and 9, they're always going to equal 10. So give yourself a tick. 8, take away 8. I had 8. Someone's taken 8 off me. Got nothing left. So it's going to be 0. Give yourself a tick. It's just like putting your finger on 8, putting your finger on 0, which you might not have on your sheet, but it's just afterwards, after the 1, and you're on your sheet, on your ruler. And then when you count back 8 until you get to the other finger and you realize that you've got nothing. Okay. Something add something equals 16. Again, I'm going to show you on my ruler. So here we go. I'm going to find 16. There it is. There we go. You can see that. There's my finger on 16. And I'm going to choose another random number. Can I choose 22? No, because that's above my end number. Can't go this side. I need to go on to the side that's below my 16. I'm going to choose 12. And then, so I've got 12, add something is 16. So I need to work out what that something is. So 12, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So going back to our maths, if I go 12 as my first number, add something is 16. Well, I did 4 jumps, so 12 add 4 is 16. Spot on. Right, let's go over to challenge 2 now. You could have some other answers for your extension. You just need to check them over yourself. Right, challenge 2. £3 add 60p. Now, this is not one that you can do using your 10s and 1s. Now, the reason that we can't do it for 10s and 1s is because these are completely different values. We've got £3 and 60 pence. So the way that you're going to work this out is just by writing in next to it. Let's just make this box a little bit bigger so we can write them in now. You're going to just write in next to it. You've got £3 and it's going to be 60p. Another way that you can make this into a correct answer is, instead of writing £6, £3 and 60p, there is a second way. And the second way, if you're really looking to extend yourself, is you can write £3, you put a full stop to say that that's the £3, and after your full stop, you can then write how many pennies you have, and you can do 60. You don't need a pence after. You do not need a pence after, because you've told me that this is how many pounds you've got, and you've put a full stop to say that after that pounds, these are now only pence. You've only got a portion of the pounds, and you've got 60 portions or 60 pence. Okay, so that's how you can write it. Otherwise, you would write it as £3 and 60 pence. Okay, that's how you would write it. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. So let's now move on to the next question, which we are going to need our 10s and 1s for. So £24 add £59. Now, because these are both in pounds, I can put them straight into my 10s and 1s. Sorry, that 4's a little bit bigger than the 2. And I'm going to put my 5 in there and my 9 in the other side. Right. 4 add 9. That together, I know that if I have one more, the 9 is 10. So I add my 3 after that. That's going to be 13. Can't put 13 in there because otherwise it's going to give me a hundreds number down at the bottom. It's going to look very silly. So 13 is going to be 10 and 3. Now we always partition it into 10 because that 10 is what's going to cross over into my tens. So I'm going to cross out that 10 now. It's gone from 10 ones to 1 10. So I'm going to add 1 more to this side. So that's going to be 3. So that's going to change into a 3. I've got 3 left over here, which is going to go into my ones down here. And then I'm going to do 3, add 5. Now 3, add 5, I could use my fingers, could count in my head, but I know the answer is going to be 8. So my answer is going to be 83. Now if I just wrote in 83, not going to get that answer right. The reason being is because we're measuring in pounds, so we must write in a pound sign. That's how we know that we're talking about pounds. Right, so just like before, we're going to need our rubber just to rub out this section here, because what we're doing now is we're going to do 73p, 73, and we're going to take away this time, and we're doing 18. Now, this is a challenge one. This is a really tricky one, but we've done this in class, so we should know what we're doing. 3, take away 8. I've got 3 and somebody tries to take 8 away from me. I cannot give them 8 because I've only got 3. So I'm going to have nothing left, and that's not how we do this sum. So we're going to need to get more than my 3. The only way that I can borrow a number is if I knock next door to the neighbour. I say, excuse me, can I please borrow a 10? I promise I'll pay you back. And they go, okay. So I'm going to borrow their 10. Now, I'm going to cross that out, and that 7 is going to be 10 less. But because it's in a tens, it's only 1 10 less. So my 7 becomes a 6. Right, now this is 1 10 that's going to go over into this side, but it can't move over into the ones before it's changed into 10 ones. Now, if I change it into 10 ones, I'm going to add 10 to 3. 10 more than 3 is going to be 13. So I just put that 1 on this side, and it makes it automatically 10 more. So here we go. 13 take away 8. Well, again, we're crossing to 10. I'm going to get my 13 on my ruler. I'm going to get my 8 on my ruler. And I'm just going to count how many until I get from 13 down to 8. So I'm just going to count from 13. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 jumps backwards, gets me to 8. So my answer must be 5. That was my answer there. Now I just need to remember to do this side. 6 take away 1. Well, 6 take away 1 is going to be 5. And there we can see my answer is going to be 55. 5, 5. And 55, again, we need to check what we're working with. Are we working with just 55, or are we working with money? And if we're working with money, it needs to be pence or pounds. And this one was working with pence. Well done to everyone that got that one. That was a really tricky one. We're going to be maybe doing some more of them because they are really tricky as we cross out a 10 and move it over. Extension, we've got £3 and we've multiplied it by 5. So we've got 5 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In each group, I've got 1, 2, £3. Every single group has the exact same 5 equal groups, and in each one I've got £3. Now I'm not drawing money here, but I am just writing in how many pounds I've got. Now it's not 111, that is pounds, just £1. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. £15. Another way you could have worked this out is if you know your 3 or your 5 times table, you can count in that. So if you know your 5 times table, you can put 3 fingers up and you can go 5, 10, 15. Exactly the same answer. Well done to everyone that managed to get that one. This is just another way of showing you. Right, let's move on. So, can I find the total of 2 amounts using column addition? So today we're going to be using our knowledge of bar models and of column addition, and we're going to find the total of two amounts. So here we go. This is one that we looked at the other day. So we've got 20p and 50p, and we've got a line breaking them up. So this side is 20 and this side is 50, okay? Well, it'll be the other way for you because I can see myself in reverse. So when we add these two together, this is what this is made up of, because as you can see, this added to this would make the same space up here. So if you've got 20 and you add 50, or if I'd start with the biggest number, I'd go 50 and you're adding 20, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about it, and then I'm going to put 50 in my head and I'm going to count on 20. Now, just like a related fact, it's just like saying I've got 5, I'm going to add on 2. I've got 50, I'm going to add on 20. And the answer is going to be 70. 70. Now, it's not just 70, is it? It's 70p because we're working in our pence. So we've got 70p there. So that's going to be my answer. It's going to go right in the middle there. Super. Next, I have 35p add 65p. Again, that's a tricky one, that, but I'm going to put 65 in my head. Now, what I would do is I would start off by having 65 and then add this number first, because this is going to help me, because I know that 5 and 5 together, that makes 10. So I'm going to do my 5p and I'm going to add 5p. Okay, so then I've sorted the ones. That means I've only got the tens left after this. So 5 add 5, I know, is 10p. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what the other numbers that I've got left. So I've still got my 60 pence left to deal with because I've stolen 5p. I've done that 5p and I've done that 5p, which means I've still got 30 pence left. Now, what we're going to do is we've got 60p to deal with, we've got 30p to deal with, and we've sorted those 5p's to make 10. So it's going to be 60p, add 30p, add 10p. And because they're all ending in 0, they all are multiples of 10, which means I can count in my tens and still know I've got the answer. So I'm going to put 60 in my head, and I'm going to count on 30p, or 3 tens, so 60, 70, 80, 90. So I've counted on 3 tens there, so I'm on 90p now. And then I've got one more 10 to add. It's going to be 90, one more 10, 100. Now, I could put 100 pence there, and that would be correct. What's another way of writing 100 pence? If you're saying or shouting at me down the camera, or shouting at me at the screen, and you're saying, Mr. Watkiss, 100 pennies is the same as £1, then you're absolutely right, because £1 is exactly the same as 100 pennies. So that is one way that we can show it. Let's look at the next one. Complete the bar model below. We've got 25p and 75p. So the first thing that I might do is I'm going to separate them. I might partition them. So I know that 25 is going to split up into 20 and 5. I know that 75 is going to split up into 70 and 5. So if I was to order this, I would do my biggest number first, which is going to be my 75, but I'll partition that into 70 and 5. So 70 is going to go first. 70p. Add. Then I'm going to put, I've got 75. So if I write it here, this might help us. If I do this, I'll do 2 lines coming off 75, and I'll do 70 here, and I'll do 5 there. And then coming off 25, 2 lines, there's 1, 2, and I'm going to have 20, and I'm going to have 5 as well. Now I know these are all pence, so I'm not going to write p after each one. So I've got 70. So I've done that one. I'm going to cross that one out. what's the next biggest number? I've got 5, 5, and 20. Well, my next biggest number is going to be 20. And the reason I'm ordering these is going to be a lot easier for me to add them all together rather than me trying to do 70, add 5, and then add 20, because that's going to get very confusing. So I'm going to do 70, add 20. So I've done that 20. And now I've just got 5, add 5 left. So I'm going to put 70, add 20, add 5, add 5. And that is how I'm going to end up with my answer there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them all up together. So again, just like the related fact, 70 add 20 is just like saying 7 add 2. So 7 add 2, I know, is 9. 7 add 2 is 9, or 70 add 20 is 90. I've then got to add on 5 and 5. So 90 add 5 is 95. Add 5 is 100. So I've got 100 pennies there. Now, what's, again, the same as saying 100 pence? Well, it's the same as saying 1 whole, and why 1 whole is going to be £1. 100 pennies is the same as £1. Now I'm going to do the same for down here. So let's get my number sentence ready. If I start off by saying I'm going to split up 55p and 45p. So 55p is going to be split up into 50 and 5. 50 and 5. There we go. 50p and 5p. Then I'm going to split up my 45p. My 45p is going to be 40p and 5p. So then what I've got is I've now got all the numbers that I need in order to now make my sentence. So I'm going to start off by choosing my biggest number. My biggest number is going to be that 50p there. So I'm going to put 50p. And let's add the next number. So my next number is going to be 40p, because that's the biggest one after. Then I've got two of the same numbers, which is 5 and 5. So add 5p, add 5p, and that, what does that equal? And that is my challenge. And what I've done is I've now got to cross all these off because I've used all of them numbers in my number sentence. So how am I going to work out this top number? Well, I'm going to do 50, add 40, add 5, add 5. Again, it seems really tricky and it will be a challenge for some of you, but I want you to try and add these. You could even try with a related fact. So instead of doing 50 add 40, it's just like crossing out those zeros and doing 5 add 4, and then you add that 0 back on at the end, okay? So 5 add 4 is 9, and then you add that 0 back on at the end, and now it changes it to being a 90, okay? So 5 add 4 is the same as saying 50 add 40, so that's 90p. 90p add 5, 95, 95p, and 95 add 5 more, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 100 pennies. And we know this now, 100 pennies is the same as saying £1. Absolutely spot on. Now, we've got a bit of a different one here. We've got £3 add £7. Well, 3 add 7. We could use our ruler for this. We could put our finger on 7, and then we could jump 3 more to see what the answer is. We also should be starting to learn our number bonds to 10. So we know that 7 and 3 are a pair. They go together for number bonds to 10, and they make 10 as our answer. So it's £10. You could have a go at this next one, but we've got 10 on one side and 10 on the other side. So together, they're going to come together. You're going to add one side, add the other side. You could jump in your tens. You're going to end up getting to the answer of 20 as your whole number. Now, remember, I'm always putting my pound sign in front, because otherwise, if we put 20, that's not the right answer, because we've got the pounds underneath that we must remember. Here we go. We're going to add, we're looking at adding some of these numbers. Now, I've written out here my 10s and my 1s using the column method to help me. So I'm going to put in the first number, 23 pence, 35 pence. It's up to you. But how I would do it is I'd see which number's the biggest. So I can see 23, 35, which one's the biggest. I know that 35 is the biggest. So I'm going to put that one in as my first number. 3, 5, 35. And then I'm going to add in 23. Oh, that's a silly looking 2. There we go. 23. So 23 pence. So 5 add 3. Well, I could use my hands, I could use my head, I could use my ruler, but I know the answer is going to be 8. 3 add 2. 3 add 2. I know the answer is going to be 5. So I've got my answer down here now. How quick was that? Much quicker than counting on my fingers. So I've got 58 as my answer. But remember, we're working in money. So what money are we working with at the minute? What's the value? Well, the value is pence. So I need to add a pence at the end of it. So this is the total of a banana and a marble. That's how much it costs. Now we've got another one here. You can pause the video and have a go yourself. We've got 31 pence, add 16 pence. Now I'm showing these as being a little higher up than usual. I'm just writing them in on this, but you could absolutely put them here, and then they've got a plus sign there. So it's whatever's easier for you. I've got 31, add 16. 1 add 6. I'm going to add that in my head, and I know that's 7. 3 add 1. I'm going to add that in my head, and I know that 1 more than 3 is going to be 4. So my answer is going to be 47. But again, we're working with money. So the answer must have a penny sign at the end. Pence. Super. Now, this is Amir. He's going to buy a few toys. And Eva says, what is the total cost, please? So how much does it cost in total? So we've got a bucket and a waving panda. Now the waving panda costs £16. And the bucket costs £4. Now 16 has a 10 and a 1. 4 only has a 1. So I must make sure that 4 goes in the ones column. If I finish off writing my 4 for a start, if I was to put 4 in, let me group those two together, sorry. If I was to put those two into this space here, I would end up getting the wrong answer because I'm going to look at 6 add nothing is 6 and 1 add 4 is 5, and that's not correct. So I need to make sure that I'm always putting my numbers in the right place, and because it's only got ones, it must go in the ones column. So looking at this, 6 add 4, 6 add 4 is 10. So 10 partitions into what? It's going to partition into, bearing in mind that we must make one of the partitions a 10 because it's going over into the 10 side, partitioned into 10 and nothing. So you must put your 0 down here in your ones, cross that one off, and your 10 must jump from the 1 side over to the 10 side. So that 10 becomes 1 more 10. So 1 more, add your 1 more 10, you've got, now it's changed from a 1 to a 2. You've got 2, add nothing is 2. So your answer is going to be 20. Now, although this looks like a lot of effort, all you're doing is counting on 4 more for 16. When we get to the difficult numbers, this is going to be a really easy way of working out. We've got another one here, one more example. You've got 22. Add 17. I'm so sorry, I've just realised my last answer was incorrect because I did not put my pound sign in front of my 20. Nearly caught myself out then. Here we go. So 22 add 17. 2 add 7. Going to use my ruler. 9. 2 add 1. 2 add 1 is going to be 3. So 3 add 9, that's going, sorry, 3 add 9. The answer is 39, my mistake. But I need to make sure it's got a pound sign. So I'm going to put my pound sign there. Well done. So that's my answer, 39. Right, so I've got your challenge 1 questions here. We've got some items at the top of the screen. We've got a teddy bear, a yo-yo, a train, and a football. I'd like you to tell me, for question 1, what's the total cost of buying 1 teddy and 1 train? Question 2, what is the total cost of buying 2 yo-yos and 1 football? Question 3, what is the total cost of buying 1 teddy, 1 yo-yo and 1 train? That is your questions for challenge 1. Challenge 2. These have got slightly different numbers. If I just move myself over just slightly, here's your challenge 2 question so you can see how much the football is. So what's the total cost of buying 2 teddies and a train and 1 train? Question 5, what is the total cost of buying 2 yo-yos and 1 football? And question 6, what is the total cost of buying 1 teddy, 1 yo-yo and 1 train? If I just move that question up a little bit, there we go, we can see that perfectly. Pause the screen here and complete challenge 2 if that's for you. And then challenge 3, what is the total cost of buying 2 teddies, 1 train and 1 yo-yo? These might have changed in cost, you'll need to double check. What is the total cost of buying 2 yo-yos, 1 football and 1 train? What is the total cost of buying 1 teddy, 1 yo-yo, 1 train and 2 footballs? So some really good repeated addition. They might really trick you if you're not careful. And then you've got the last extension question for everyone. It says, Ron has this money in his hand. Now you can see what coins he's got there. It says he has 29p in his pocket. How much money does he have altogether? So Ron's got this money in his hand. He's also got 29p in his pocket. You need to add this money and his 29p together to tell me how much he has altogether. That's your maths for today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you very much, Da Vinci, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.